This story actually has to do with Barbara when she was a little girl, and it's concerning her mother. It was 1946 in Teowa, Oklahoma, and Barbara Westberg and her family lived in a tiny little home on a little old gravel road. Their country church that they belonged to was actually right across the street. It was First Apostolic Church. Now then, because of her young age, just how much her home was filled with tension and fear. And that was due to her mom having to go back and forth to the doctor constantly. Well, one Sunday after the sermon, the whole congregation, including the pastor, who happened to be Barbara's father, they walk across the street over to their little home. The pastor and father of Barbara, his name was C.A. Nelson. He and a few of the elders in the church go into the home while the rest of the congregation stayed on the lawn and began praying. Her mother was saying the test was negative. Being 7, again, she didn't understand it, but Barbara says a few years after this occurred, she was able to better learn and get a handle of what actually took place. Had tuberculosis. Back in the 1940s, TB, tuberculosis, it was treated quite differently than today because, of course, there were no medications that you could take. So usually these patients were sent to a sanitarium. It was there where they would receive a healthy diet, rest, sunshine, those type of things, because that was the only thing they knew to do to treat it. And because TB is very contagious, another reason why they had to be sent away from their families. Many of them had to stay for months, and there were even some cases some of the patients were there for a few years. Her parents specifically were very stressed about it. There would be no way for her dad to work 48 hours or more a week, plus care for his 2 girls. Real concerned, she says, that, what would happen to their marriage? What would happen to the kids? Barbara says the day the congregation came over to pray, all worry and fear left their home. Around the 1980s, when Barbara says her mother applied to get a job working at a local school cafeteria. And before she began, she got a physical, which included x-rays and a few other things. And when the x-rays came back, of course, it did show that she had scarring on her lungs from having TB 40 years prior. But that wasn't shocking. All TB patients do, so of course that was going to be that way. Her mother, though, says it served as a reminder of so many years ago on that Sunday when those people came over to pray